Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to today's discussion video where we are going to be talking about two of the best Boruto episodes in Boruto episode 65 and 204. In the Boruto manga, chapter 37 and 38 have been two of my favorite chapters. Two chapters that I would consistently go back to and read over. And now that it got animated, it's beautiful. Now, but for real, today I wanted to talk about what makes Boruto episode 204 better and worse than episode 65, and which of the two episodes is better as a whole. So let me start by saying episode 204 exceeded my expectations, and I know that may question some people, but hear me out. I'm going to use two examples from the Momoshiki and even the six-path Naruto and Sasuke versus Madara fight. The reason I was so skeptical about episode 204 being as good as it was is because this fight is the introduction to Jigen's abilities and establishes just how powerful he really is. There was that one scene in Kawaki's flashback where he dealt with that trafficker, yes, but to be fair, that was a regular man. At no point did we get to see Jigen's full power on display. And there are a lot of times where when a major character has an introduction fight like that, it does usually revolve around more dialogue and a little less action. And in the manga, that was kind of how the whole Jigen fight was structured. Naruto and Sasuke trying to analyze his abilities, Jigen going on about how Sasuke was the main threat. It was very similar to how the Naruto and Sasuke versus Madara fight went. Madara and both Naruto and Sasuke were battling, yes, but also discovering new things about each other as they go, which created opportunities for the characters to explain things to us. And I'm not saying that makes a fight bad, no, but if you look at the Momoshiki fight, we already knew his abilities prior. There was no need for Naruto and Sasuke to stop every 5 to 10 minutes to explain things to the audience. It was just straight action, little bit of dialogue, vanishing Rasengan, Sasuke and Boruto team up, boom, he's dead. And as a action-based anime, that's what a lot of people want to see. Fights are what mostly get rewatched, especially when it comes to Naruto or Boruto, so I'm not surprised that episode did as good as it did. But in episode 204, there was a great balance between fighting and good dialogue compared to the manga, and that's why I'm saying it exceeded my expectations. I was expecting it to be very similar to the manga, but no, we had Jigen going Madara on the multi-shadow clones, and shit, the animation was almost as good as the final Naruto vs Sasuke fight. Whoever directed this episode did an amazing job. I was very happy after watching it. And now that comes to the question, which episode is better between 204 and 65? Obviously, you guys know this is a personal opinion, but I think 65 still takes the cake. However, I think 204 had the better fight. Boruto episode 64 to 66 was the beginning of Naruto and Boruto's relationship. In episode 65, Boruto properly establishes himself as Sasuke's student, trusting in his words. There was a nice nostalgia moment with the father and son that formed a new Rasengan called the Uzumaki Rasengan. I still don't know if this is actually new, but in-game translation says it's called the Uzumaki Rasengan, so take it as you will. We had a teacher and student combo, the Jogan, Momoshiki and Boruto's very interesting conversation, the placement of karma, and Boruto finally taking pride in being the son of Naruto. This was a big changing point for Boruto's character as a whole. It wasn't just a fight, it was the entire episode from beginning until end. And I mean that. It was a great episode for both Naruto and Boruto fans. I honestly don't get the narrative to where people say the old gen carried episode 65, because they clearly just watched the Momoshiki fight on YouTube and labeled it as the full episode. There was a lot more to it. Episode 204 had the best fight in the series, yes. Finally, both manga and anime watchers now understand how strong Jigen is. He is a menace that Naruto and Sasuke can't simply just beat together regardless of how strong they are. There is a big time threat in Boruto now, and without spoiling anything, anime watchers are in for a surprise these next couple of months. 2021 is definitely going to be the best year for Boruto, and it might be a while until another year in the future surpasses this one. Because in my opinion, the Boruto manga was going on a crazy streak from Kawaki's introduction all the way to the end of chapter 55, and now we might get all of that animated this whole year, which is crazy to think. Now, before I go, I originally planned to discuss the misconception that if Naruto and Sasuke used their full abilities, it would have made a difference, but I realized that it would actually be spoilers for the next Jigen fight if I were to, because when you guys watch that fight, it is most likely going to get explained, because what I will say is whether it be six-path, double, massive, Rasen Shuriken, or Indra's arrow, it won't do anything, and in a way, could actually negatively affect them instead. It may sound confusing as an anime watcher, but when that fight comes out, I may discuss that episode as well. And that's gonna do for today, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, I'd very much appreciate a like, and I give you my thanks if you watched all the way until the end. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.